Hey everyone, today we're talking about an animal everybody thinks they know but nobody actually knows jack about. The saber-toothed tiger. First things first, it is not a tiger. Calling a Smilodon a saber-toothed tiger is like calling a plane a metal bird. Kinda poetic, but it has about as much to do with ornithology as my grandma's frying pan. Smilodon wasn't even remotely related to tigers, or lions, or your house cat plotting to murder you at night. This was a totally dead-end branch of evolution. Imagine nature decided to make the ultimate killing machine, poured in all its most hardcore, deadly ideas, looked at the final product and went, yeah, nope, that can't be right, and just deleted the project. That, my friends, is Smilodon. There were three main models of this walking design fail. First up, the Smilodon gracilis, aka the economy class. It topped out at about 100 Jaguar-sized basic package. No extras, no upgrades. Next is Smilodon fatalis, the business class. Now we're talking. Up to 280, shoulder height a full meter. Definitely a top contender for most dangerous dude in the neighborhood. And then we have the VIP, the endgame, the Smilodon populator. This South American beast weighed up to 400 kilos. 400. That's like four really chunky dudes combined. Or one tiny city car, if that car was angry and had swords sticking out of its face. All that bulk. Think pro bodybuilder skipping leg day. Insanely ripped shoulders, neck, front legs, with short, kinda sad back legs. And the cherry on top? A short tail. Lynx style. Imagine a 400 kilo monster with a tail that couldn't even swat a fly. Not so much a predator as a walking paradox. Chase down prey? Forget it. This build, it would run 100 meters, have an existential crisis, and die from shortness of breath and self-loathing. Smilodon was an ambush predator. Picture a wardrobe hiding in the bushes, ready to leap out and hug you to death. Even the name is a trip. Smilodon means scalpel tooth. And populator, get your mind out of the gutter, means the destroyer, the annihilator. So what we've got is the scalpel-toothed destroyer. Sounds like a black metal band that never gets invited to the festival. And this destroyer, one of the most successful predators of its time, which makes its final crash and burn even more epic. It was an absolute god at what it specialized in, like that one kitchen gadget you own that only does one thing but does it perfectly. Then you move houses, and it just sits in a drawer, collecting dust, reminding you of its past glory. Smilodon, the forgotten kitchen appliance of evolution. Let's talk about the superstar feature of Smilodon, its headliner, the fangs. 28 centimeters. Take a regular sheet of printer paper. Those are the fangs on the biggest model. These weren't teeth. They were two chef's knives sticking right out of its face. And here's where things get ridiculous. These gigantic canines were freakishly long, but also ridiculously flat and thin from the sides. Razor sharp, sure, but fragile as hell. Snapping one on bone? Child's play. Imagine an elite soldier sent on a mission with samurai swords made of super thin glass. Badass in theory, but absolutely useless in practice. And to wield all this fangy greatness, Smilodon had to open its jaws to 120 degrees. 120. Modern lions manage, what, 65? Try yawning that wide and you're going straight to the ER. Smilodon's jaw joint was specially built for this insanity. It could literally dislocate its own jaw on command. But wait, it gets even dumber. Despite this epic mouth setup, its bite force was pathetic. About 3 times weaker than that of a lion. Picture a giant hydraulic press that could squash you flat, but with a grip strength barely enough to squeeze a clothespin. The real power wasn't in its jaws anyway. It was all neck and shoulders. Smilodon didn't bite like today's cats. No snarling, no chewing. Instead, it used its head like a hammer and those teeth like steak knives. Monstrous neck muscles would crash the head downward, driving the fangs deep into the most vulnerable target, the neck. Not a bite. A precise, calculated strike, a surgical cut. And for the love of all things furry, avoid the bone. One wrong move, one snapped fang, and you were done. No fang, no hunt, slow death by starvation. Every hunt was Russian roulette. Win and you eat. lose, and you're scavenger chow. And here's the wild card. There's a theory those massive fangs were visible even when its mouth was closed. Picture this. A 400-kilo slab of muscle wandering around with two daggers poking out from its lips. How did it sleep? Eat? Just live? It's like wearing a $1 million glass fragile chandelier as a hat. Stylish but stupid. Every aspect of its life revolved around those two overhyped pieces of dental drama. So picture this. You've got a slow, jacked-up wardrobe with glass knives sticking out of its mouth. How did this disaster actually catch anything? Smilodon's hunts weren't high-speed chases. They were thrillers with pro-wrestling finishes. No marathon sprints across open plains. This beast wasn't built for track and field. Ambush was the name of the game. Picture thick forest, tall underbrush. Smilodon, despite being big as hell, could sneak through surprisingly quietly. Camouflage, most likely spotty, like all the best ambush predators, let it fade right into the scenery. And when prey finally wandered close? Showtime. Not a chase, a single explosive leap. Smilodon would slam its massive front paws down. Seriously, those paws deserve their own Instagram account. Bones of steel, muscles like hydraulic pistons. We're not talking scratches, we're talking full-on takedown. The goal? Immobilize the poor victim. Pin it down. Give it no chance to break free. This was the most crucial, dangerous part. And the menu? Not just antelopes or dainty snacks. Try giant ground sloths, ancient bison way bigger than today's, baby mammoths, mastodons. Basically, solo wrestling a small bus. Once the prey was pinned and probably in shock, the final act. Smilodon would unhinge that jaw, pull back, and deliver the kill shot, aiming right for the carotid artery and jugular vein. Deep, clean dual stabs, blood spraying, lights out in seconds. Quick and, let's face it, mercifully clean. No suffocation, no prolonged struggle, a pro's execution. But if anything went wrong, it was game over. The prey squirms, fang shatters. Bad angle, fang shatters. The whole hunting strategy? All in or nothing. And here's a wild fact courtesy of the La Brea tar pits in California. Prey would get trapped in these natural asphalt death traps, start screaming. Carnivores rushed in for an easy meal and, boom, trap 2. They found thousands of Smilodon skeletons in those pits. Thousands. Which means, just like every other apex predator, Smilodon couldn't resist fast food, even if convenience meant doom. This could mean these cats were super social and came running to help each other out, or just super dumb and unable to spot a giant, sticky, obvious trap. Or most likely, when times got tough and they were starving, they risked everything just for a deadly snack.